Chosen one, stop scrolling right now. Lock your attention on this exact message. The algorithm did not bring you here today. Archangel Michael is issuing a direct decree, and he needs 2 minutes of your absolute focus. Do not swipe away. This is not a random video on your feed. Heaven orchestrated this exact moment because you are at a breaking point. You need to hear this. Think about the last 72 hours. Something has felt incredibly heavy in your spirit. You woke up feeling completely drained before the day even started. Your body feels like it is carrying invisible weights. And no matter how much you sleep, the exhaustion simply refuses to leave your bones while you force yourself to keep moving forward. You thought you were just getting sick. You thought maybe you were just stressed. But this is not a normal kind of tired. You have been feeling sudden waves of intense sadness. Tears come to your eyes for absolutely no reason. You find yourself wanting to hide from the world. People try to talk to you, but their words feel like noise. You are so tired of being strong for everyone around you, while no one checks on your heart because they assume you can handle everything alone. It feels painfully lonely. You have been sitting in your room, staring at the wall. You ask the universe why everything has to be so hard. You wonder if you are doing something wrong. You look at others, and their lives seem so effortless, while you are secretly fighting intense spiritual battles just to make it through a normal Tuesday without breaking down. And the hardest part is that you cannot explain this feeling to anyone. They would not understand. Listen to me carefully right now. You are not losing your mind. You are not falling into some deep depression. The medical world has labels for what you are feeling, but heaven has the truth, because this sudden shift in your energy is a direct sign of severe spiritual warfare. The enemy sees the massive transition you are about to enter. They are throwing every distraction at you to break your focus. But here is where everything changed. In the midst of all this crushing pressure, you did something extraordinary. You did not seek revenge against those who hurt you, and you did not lash out in anger when they tried to destroy your reputation. You simply stepped back and remained completely silent. And that specific attitude of quiet surrender left heaven entirely speechless. Even Archangel Michael was stunned by your restraint. Let us talk about the people who caused this pain. You gave them your pure energy. You held their secrets and protected their reputation. You poured from your own empty cup just to make sure they were okay, but when you finally needed a shoulder to lean on, they completely disappeared from your life. Worse than that, they twisted the truth and made you look like the villain. You swallowed that massive betrayal in silence. Most people would have fought back immediately. They would have defended their name and started a public war. But your spirit chose a completely different path. You let them misunderstand you. You allowed them to walk away with their false narrative, and you cried in secret while keeping your mouth totally shut in public. That level of self-control is incredibly rare in this modern world. The angels have been watching you handle this isolation. They saw the exact moment you dropped your hands and let God take the wheel. The enemy expected you to react emotionally so they could feed off your chaos, but your total silence completely starved them. Your refusal to engage in their drama created a massive ripple effect. The system does not know how to handle you. Because you chose peace over vindication, a divine protocol has been activated. Archangel Michael has stepped forward to take over your battle. The exhaustion you feel right now is the aftermath of stepping down from the front lines because you finally stopped fighting a war that was never yours to win. Take one deep breath slowly. Type 777 in the comments to claim this breakthrough. The world looks at your silence and calls it weakness. They think you did not fight back because you were scared. They assume you lacked the courage to defend your own name. But heaven sees the exact opposite. Your quietness is the most powerful weapon you possess. You did not retreat because you were defeated, but you retreated because you recognized the battle was no longer physical. The Matrix wants you to be loud and chaotic. The system feeds on your emotional reactions and your anger. When they spread lies about you, they were baiting a trap. They desperately wanted you to lose your temper. They needed you to act completely out of character so they could point their fingers and validate their false narrative. But you refused to give them that satisfaction. You starved their demonic agenda by simply doing nothing. This is what left Archangel Michael completely stunned today. Warriors of his massive rank are used to seeing humans fight tooth and nail to protect their fragile earthly ego. They watch people tear each other apart just to be right. But you possessed a divine self-control that shocked the angelic realm. Your silence became a massive spiritual shield. The Creator watched you hold your tongue while your heart was breaking. He saw you swallow the sharp words you could have easily spoken. You had all the evidence to destroy them completely. You knew their deepest secrets and their darkest flaws. You could have burned their lives to the ground with a single conversation, but you chose absolute mercy over destruction. That level of restraint is the mark of a true masterpiece. You proved that your ego does not sit on the throne of your life. Your silence is not a white flag of surrender. It is pure wisdom under absolute and unwavering control. Calm is authority, and you are walking in it right now. By refusing to step into the mud, you forced the enemy to fight themselves while you remained entirely untouched and protected. Every time you chose to stay quiet, a heavy chain was broken in the unseen world. You broke the generational cycle of chaos and petty arguments. Your ancestors fought loud and messy battles that left everyone deeply wounded. But you are the ultimate cycle breaker. You carry the frequency of a king or queen who does not engage with peasants. You simply sit back and watch them expose their own toxic behavior. Let them misunderstand you and let them assume whatever they want. You no longer need to explain your beautiful soul to people who are actively committed to misunderstanding your entire spirit. The exhaustion you feel is just the weight of your new armor settling in. God is upgrading your spiritual rank right now, and with new authority comes a heavy transition period that demands total rest. This isolation is not a punishment for your past mistakes. It is a divine quarantine to protect your frequency from the sleepers. The people who walked away from you were actually removed by divine intervention. God heard dark conversations in rooms you never even entered. He saw the hidden jealousy dripping from their smiles while they pretended to be your closest friends. You thought they abandoned you, but heaven actually evacuated them. You are an intercessor, and your spirit was absorbing all their heavy poison. You carried their shame and their fears so they could feel lighter. But God says your shift as the spiritual bodyguard is officially over. You are no longer required to heal people who actively want to stay broken while draining your energy. Your energy is simply too expensive to spend on cheap drama. The universe is pulling you away from the noise to prepare you. Your next season cannot be entered with chaos attached to your beautiful soul. So do not cry over the empty seats at your current table. Those empty chairs are reserved for the massive financial and spiritual blessings that are actively making their way to you right now. Stand tall in your quiet victory. Let us talk about the exact group of people who tried to bury you. They are part of the sleeping matrix. They operate from a place of deep insecurity and toxic jealousy. You thought they were your close friends or your trusted family members, but they were actually agents of chaos sent to drain your precious light. They saw your pure energy, and they desperately wanted it for themselves. They planned their attack in secret behind closed doors. They whispered your name in dark rooms and twisted every good thing you ever did. Their goal was to destroy your reputation and isolate you from your divine blessings. They set a massive trap and waited for you to walk right into it. They expected a loud and messy reaction. The system thrives on your emotional outbursts. They needed you to scream and cry to prove that you were the crazy one. If you had fought back, they would have used your righteous anger as absolute proof of their lies. But you did the one thing they never anticipated. You went completely quiet. You stepped away and left them standing in the dark. Your silence sent a shockwave through their entire camp. The manipulators do not know how to process a chosen one who refuses to play their twisted game. When you stopped responding, their chaotic energy had absolutely nowhere to go. It bounced right off your massive spiritual shield and returned violently back to the sender. They are panicking right now. This is exactly why the trap they set became their own spiritual prison. They are turning on each other because they are starving for drama. Without your beautiful light to feed on, their dark shadows are finally exposing themselves. The very people they tried to turn against you are starting to see their true toxic colors. The truth is coming out. You do not even have to lift a single finger to defend yourself. Heaven is acting as your fierce defense attorney right now. While you are resting quietly, the universe is busy dismantling their entire foundation. They are losing sleep while you are finally finding your unshakable peace. Their evil plans are crumbling to the ground, and they know it. The elite matrix is terrified of your awakening. They spend billions trying to keep chosen ones trapped in a low frequency of fear and constant defense. They want you exhausted from fighting petty battles, so you never access your true wealth. But your quiet victory just broke their wicked algorithm completely. You stepped out of the matrix. There is a reason you have always felt like the black sheep. From a young age, you could easily read the room and sense the hidden tension. You saw right through the fake energy that everyone else decided to ignore. Your deep intuition is a spiritual radar, and that is exactly why the fake people eventually turned against you. They did not hate you because you did something wrong. They hated the blinding light inside you that constantly exposed their own darkness. Your mere presence forced them to look at the ugly parts of their own broken soul. They tried to extinguish your flame so they could feel better about living in the dark. But God made your fire entirely unquenchable. There are severe consequences for touching a masterpiece of God. The spiritual laws of karma are clear, and they are moving swiftly right now. What they whispered in secret is currently being shouted from the heavenly rooftops. The embarrassment they tried to cause you is being sent back to their own front door. You are totally protected. This leads directly to the massive shift happening right now. The enemy failed completely. Your season of painful isolation is expiring today. Heaven never leaves a chosen one empty-handed after a spiritual battle. There are 3 specific silent signs that the angels are actively moving in your room right now. Before I reveal these 3 signs, you must understand your new frequency. The old version of you would have fought back and lost precious energy, but the new you simply sits on the throne and watches heaven work. The universe is taking out the trash. Keep your beautiful heart open. You are about to step into real power. Heaven is actively moving the chess pieces on your behalf right now, and the spiritual shift you are feeling is not a coincidence. It is the absolute confirmation of your divine upgrade. The universe promised 3 specific signs that your angelic protection is fully activated. Let us look at sign number 1. You must pay close attention to this. Sign number 1 is a sudden and complete disconnect from things you used to tolerate. People who used to drain your energy simply stopped calling you. Conversations that used to trigger your anxiety now feel completely irrelevant. You feel a massive emotional detachment from the drama, because God is literally cutting the invisible cords connecting you to the sleeper matrix. You did not cut those people off out of anger or bitterness. The Holy Spirit simply removed your desire to engage with low vibrations. This beautiful detachment is a holy firewall designed to protect your peace. It blocks any negative frequency from entering your sacred space while heaven prepares your massive reward. Your spiritual shield is working perfectly. and the enemy cannot bypass it. Sign number 2 is an unexplainable physical lightness immediately following your intense exhaustion. For 3 days, you felt like you were carrying boulders on your shoulders. But suddenly this morning, you felt a strange and beautiful calm wash over your mind. The heavy burden simply evaporated into thin air, and your spirit finally remembered how to breathe again. That physical relief is exactly what happens when Archangel Michael steps into your battle. He took the heavy mantle of spiritual warfare directly off your tired shoulders. You do not have to carry the weight of your family trauma anymore. The cycle breaker is finally allowed to rest deeply, while heaven does the heavy lifting for you. Now we arrive at the third and most powerful sign. Sign number 3 is your complete loss of desire to prove yourself. In the past, you desperately wanted the toxic people to understand your pure intentions. You wanted them to see how much you actually cared, and you wanted validation from a system that was designed to break you. But today, you simply do not care what they think. You have entered the sanctuary of quiet authority. Let them whisper their little lies. Let them build their fragile alliances against you. Your energy is entirely too expensive to waste on their cheap illusions, and you finally realize that a lion never loses sleep over the opinions of sheep. Your internal frequency has shifted from survival mode into absolute royalty. The universe recognizes this massive elevation in your spirit, and it is responding swiftly. And because your internal world has changed, your external reality is being forced to catch up immediately. The delay you experienced was never a denial from God. It was divine exactness. God was keeping those doors closed because entering them with your old defensive energy would have crushed you. He needed you to reach this exact state of untouchable peace before unlocking the vault. The mega deposit of wealth and clarity could only be delivered to a completely calm spirit. You are finally ready to receive it. The enemy is watching this divine transfer, and they are entirely helpless to stop it. Your silent victory has unlocked a massive portal of abundance. Before we move into the final decree, I need you to anchor this energy. Gently like this video, not for an algorithm, but as a physical declaration to the universe that you are in alignment. Feel the massive shift happening inside your chest right now. The immense pain of the last season is officially being converted into your absolute greatest weapon. You survived the lonely wilderness, and you walked through the darkest fire, completely untouched. What comes next is the glorious vindication you have been praying for. The king is stepping onto the battlefield. The moment of absolute vindication has arrived. Heaven is no longer watching in silence. Archangel Michael has stepped to the front of the heavenly host to issue a final decree over your life. The spiritual court is now in session. The scales of justice are tipping violently in your favor right now. Every tear you cried in secret has been counted. In the mighty name of the Creator, I break every hidden curse sent against you. The dark assignments meant to destroy your mind are officially cancelled. I decree that the trap your enemies laid for you is snapping shut on their own feet. The universe is returning their toxic energy directly to their front door. They will face their own shadows. Watch as complete confusion hits the camp of those who betrayed you. They thought they had buried you under their lies. They thought your quietness meant you were completely defeated. But God is setting a massive table for you right in the presence of your enemies. You do not have to lift a single finger to clear your good name. Heaven is doing it. You are the ultimate cycle breaker. I declare right now that the heavy mantle of survival mode is completely shattered. The generational poverty stops with you. The endless anxiety and the toxic relationships stop with you today. You are stepping out of the brutal wilderness and walking straight into your promised land. The chains are completely broken. Because you held your peace when you could have destroyed them, heaven is releasing your mega deposit. The doors that were glued shut for years are blowing wide open. A massive wave of financial abundance and profound spiritual clarity is crashing into your life. The matrix cannot hold back what the Creator has specifically ordained for you. The battles you fought in complete secrecy are about to reward you in public. The people who mocked your struggle will have to stand back and watch your massive elevation. They will realize that they were messing with a true masterpiece of God. But you will look at them from a place of supreme, untouchable peace. You will not even gloat. Your pure light is officially restored. Feel the heavy exhaustion leaving your physical body in this exact second. Take a deep breath and exhale the trauma of the last 10 years. You survived the absolute worst of their attacks. The spiritual warfare that kept you awake at night is permanently over. You have won the invisible war. I declare that your lost time is being fully restored. The years you spent crying and wondering why your kindness was punished are being compensated. Heaven is stepping in to multiply what the enemy stole from you. Every single closed door was hiding a bigger blessing. Your divine delay has officially expired right now. You are stepping into rapid acceleration. The system is terrified because you finally know your true worth. You are no longer begging for a seat at their toxic tables. You own the entire room. This is the season of your quiet authority. You will speak less, but your words will carry the heavy weight of a king or queen. The universe is bending to your beautiful new frequency. Your spirit is glowing with a ferocious light. The angelic host is cheering for your beautiful victory. You walked through the valley of betrayal and came out completely purified. Do not look back at the burning bridges. The people you left behind cannot survive in your new atmosphere. You are breathing the pure air of absolute victory. Let the sleepers sleep. Let the manipulators fight among themselves. Your path is totally cleared of their demonic debris. Archangel Michael has drawn a fiery line in the sand around your energy field. No weapon formed against your mind or your finances will ever prosper again. This decree is permanently sealed in the spiritual realm today. You are officially released from the burden of healing people who want to stay broken. You are totally free, but with this massive new power comes a very strict divine instruction. You must know how to protect this holy upgrade. If you mishandle this blessing, you could invite the chaos back. Listen very closely to what heaven requires from you next. The massive storm has finally passed. You are standing on entirely new spiritual ground right now. The heavy winds have stopped howling and the sky is completely clear. But as you step into this beautiful season of abundance, you must learn how to protect your peace. Heaven has handed you the keys to the kingdom, but you must guard the gates carefully. The most important rule of this new season is absolute silence. When the mega deposit of financial and spiritual wealth arrives, do not announce it to the world. Do not call the people who doubted you just to prove them wrong. The Matrix will send agents to test your discipline. If you boast about your blessings, you create a target on your own back. Keep your miraculous breakthrough entirely hidden. Move in total secrecy like a shadow moving through the quiet night. The people who abandoned you in your dark wilderness do not deserve a seat at your feast. When they see the massive elevation in your life, they will suddenly try to return. They will send messages pretending that nothing bad ever happened between you, but you must remember the painful lessons they taught you in the dark. Do not fall for their illusions. You must establish an unbreakable boundary right now. Forgiving them in your heart is necessary for your spiritual freedom, but giving them access to your life is a massive mistake. You can wish them well from a very safe distance. Your inner circle must remain completely protected from their familiar chaotic frequency. Heaven expects you to act as a wise steward of this new authority. Your energy is no longer an open fountain for everyone to drink from. It is a highly guarded vault. You must become incredibly selective about where you spend your time and who gets to hear your voice. Silence is not just a weapon anymore, but it is your daily shield of divine protection. Let your massive success make all the noise while you remain perfectly still. When you encounter minor inconveniences, do not let them steal your precious joy. The enemy will try to throw small annoyances your way just to see if you will break your peaceful character. Simply smile and walk away. You are entirely too elevated to entertain their petty games. Your physical body is also catching up to this massive spiritual upgrade. You might still feel lingering pockets of tiredness in your muscles today. Drink water and allow yourself to rest without feeling guilty. Your cellular structure is completely rewiring itself to hold this enormous wealth. Treat your physical vessel with the utmost respect and gentle care, because your body must be strong enough to carry the massive responsibilities of your new kingdom. God trusted you with this unprecedented blessing because you proved your maturity. When you were hurting, you chose not to destroy others. That is the exact reason heaven chose you to break the generational curse. You carry the rare wisdom of a quiet victor. Do not look back at the people you outgrew, because your glorious future requires your full attention. Stay deeply rooted in this quiet authority. Every time you feel the urge to explain yourself, simply take a deep breath and remember who you are. You are a masterpiece of God, and masterpieces do not beg for attention. They simply exist in their majestic glory while the world stops to admire them. Protect your frequency at all absolute costs today. The angels are forming a permanent protective wall around your home right now. Your finances are guarded, and your mind is completely shielded. The next step is simply accepting this beautiful reality without any lingering doubt, and allowing yourself to finally breathe after years of holding your breath. You must drop the survival mindset completely. You are no longer fighting for your life, because you have officially entered the era of thriving. We have finally reached the end of this profound spiritual journey together. The atmosphere in your room has completely shifted. You can physically feel the heavy burdens lifting off your chest right now. And as the old season fades away, you must officially seal this divine protection over your life forever, so the enemy cannot return. Take one final deep breath with me. Let all the remaining tension leave your tired shoulders. I declare a permanent spiritual seal over your mind and your thoughts today. The heavenly forces have surrounded your home with an impenetrable wall of pure fire. No negative energy can ever penetrate this sacred boundary. You are entirely safe. The anxious thoughts that used to keep you awake at 3 in the morning are permanently cancelled, because your mind is now a quiet sanctuary of peace. I also seal your physical body from any residual trauma. The intense exhaustion that lived in your bones is being washed away by a holy frequency. Your cells are regenerating, and your energy levels are being fully restored to their divine default. You will wake up tomorrow feeling lighter than you have felt in over a decade, while your physical vessel aligns perfectly with heaven. We must also seal your financial destiny against any demonic theft. The Matrix tried to keep you living paycheck to paycheck, so you would stay trapped in survival mode. But I declare that your wealth frequency is officially locked in. The mega deposit from heaven is perfectly secured. You will walk in a level of effortless abundance that will leave your enemies totally speechless. You are the ultimate quiet victor who survived the darkest wilderness. The world tried to crush your beautiful spirit, but you emerged as a brilliant diamond. From this moment forward, you will only attract people who match your magnificent and elevated frequency. The energy vampires and the toxic manipulators are permanently blocked from entering your reality because God has hidden you in His protective shadow. To protect this holy upgrade, you must stay deeply connected to the truth. Subscribe to this sanctuary and turn on the bell so the enemy cannot intercept your future messages. We are building an unstoppable army of chosen ones right here. Your presence in this family is a massive threat to the sleeper system. Lock your pure frequency with us right now. Gently, like this video, not for an algorithm, but as a physical declaration. Your like is a spiritual stamp of absolute agreement with heaven. It tells the universe that you are completely ready to receive your massive reward. You are no longer hiding from your divine calling. You are standing firm in your glorious truth and accepting your rightful throne without any hesitation or fear. Share this message with someone your spirit brings to mind right now. Heaven knows exactly who they are, and they are probably crying in the dark too. Your simple act of sharing might be the exact lifeline they desperately need today. Be the strong spiritual shield for another chosen one who feels completely lost and exhausted in their own silent battle against the Matrix. Leave a word in the comments below. We do not do it for visibility. We do it as a spiritual seal of agreement to close the portal of chaos. Type 777 to confirm that your generational curse is completely broken. Let your simple comment stand as a digital monument of your quiet victory, while the angelic host records your public declaration of faith. Do not fear the beautiful silence of your new season. Embrace the massive authority that the Creator has placed inside your soul. You are a masterpiece of divine creation. Walk forward with your head held high and your beautiful heart completely open. The universe is fighting your battles while you rest in absolute peace. Your victory is sealed and your future is absolutely guaranteed. Rest well tonight, knowing that Archangel Michael is standing guard over your door. The brutal war is over. The beautiful era of your true freedom begins right now in 2026. Stay silent and stay deeply grounded. Watch heaven move massive mountains on your behalf. I will see you in the next divine appointment. You are so incredibly loved.